What's up, guys? Welcome back to Paper Planes. My name is Paolo.
My name is Christian.
My name is Soyo.
And we have...
John.
Yeah,
Y'all remember. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah. He's a big reoccurring guest
Mhm.
at the start of season 3.
Helped carry the podcast in season 3.
When who wasn't here?
Soil.
That was Soyo. Soyo was
I was in the Philippines.
yeah.
Yeah. And like the first... How many episodes were you on?
3.
You were on 3 flights?
Yeah, I think a good amount.
Yeah, we just talked about fishes.
Uh-huh.
We
I was
did talk
listening,
about fishes.
At the airport. I was listening at the airport, your guys' podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and
It
then
was a fun time.
that was when Soyo's going through his Filipino phase. I say that like Soyo,
My Filipino
Filipino face?
What's
Like,
that supposed to
He's
be?
no longer Filipino.
like it was a phase. Like he just like grew out of it.
He's like, if you weren't Filipino, what race would you be then?
Are we answering that?
Okay, so we're ranking races
Oh,
okay.
1 through 10.
Oh,
Name your top 10 races. No, I'm kidding.
Wait. Are we actually?
No,
answering-
no.
No.
If I wasn't
just came
Filipino, I would be.
We just came back to the podcast. Shout out to the people that actually like or have stuck around. There was like a good 50, 60
There
views.
was 60,
I'm
yeah.
surprised.
I was so expecting like 20, 30. Like remember when we first started the podcast and we'd only get like 20 views.
And what's crazy, like it takes us 3 months of like not being there, and that still doesn't get everyone to comment. They're like, "Oh, you guys are finally back." We only got like 3 comments.
Oh yeah, that was like, oh,
We're
I
like,
missed you
they're
guys.
back. Just gonna click the video and watch it.
Yeah.
Hey, they just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I kind of revisited our old podcast from like season 1 and 2, and it was like I said this earlier, like what the fuck did we talk about? We talked about just bullshit, bro. We did not talk about anything.
No, when you sent me that screenshot of us doing the episode in Minecraft, I was cracking the fuck up.
Dog, why did
How we do that?
that was definitely like that was probably my idea.
Was
What?
that because it was COVID times?
Yeah, someone had COVID.
Maybe it was.
Was it during? Wait, we started filming when COVID was around.
I think it was before COVID.
Was it?
Oh, wait, really?
No.
It might have
I
been.
don't know.
Actually, no, it definitely wasn't.
No.
Someone was sick.
Yeah, I think Christian had COVID or some shit.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So
Fuck you, bitch. Actually, this motherfucker was probably one of the first people ever.
patient 0.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Whoa.
Because like when we were still working at this boba place, like me and him were opening together, and he was all like, I don't feel so good. And then like literally we were talking about it. He's like, you heard of the new virus, coronavirus? I'm like,
New
really?
virus. You know it's like new when you say the whole government name of it. You
Yeah.
guys remember coronavirus?
Yeah,
You heard of that? That
Yeah.
shit in
And he had like
China?
all the symptoms, but we didn't know
We
it.
didn't
Yeah. And then next, like the next 2 weeks, like everyone was sick,
Yeah.
and then they announced like it was in the U.S.
Damn, remember
Oh,
how
damn.
fucking like absurd that was?
You, John, was patient 0.
Yeah.
He was, and he was still fucking working.
Hell yeah. That Filipino work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give a
fucking
fuck.
working during COVID times.
Yeah. But it was like looking back at it, it was so like funny to see where our conversations would go, because we would just run with something and then it would just like it would fill up that hour like that somehow. And then we're like, oh, remember when you could just do like 2 hours like no problem?
Dude, what the
And
fuck?
then you know what's so funny? Like afterwards, we would like film it, and we would just be like, "Man, that was a good cast." And then we would look back at it, no structure at
No
all.
structure. We're just talking bullshit the whole
Yeah.
time.
We're like, that was such a good cast. You go like 30 minutes in, so he's talking about like shitting while standing up.
Hey man, that's premium for those coming from the Soyoverse. That's premium Patreon content.
Mhm.
The
Oh,
Soyo shitting story, and then all the videos of us as kids. Remember when you reacted to videos of us as kids
Yeah.
of like you and Soyo beating the shit out of me
Yeah.
and just like slapping the back, like my back, hella hard.
Damn, you guys are bullies.
Yeah, they would beat me up.
You know what's funny? Like we talked about this like early on in like when we first started filming. We always labeled Paulo as the bully, but then like Paulo literally dedicated that whole episode to like prove that we were the bullies.
Nah, I swear it must have been propaganda or something. Paul just selectively chose the ones.
No, those
Nah.
videos are fake. They were edited.
They're AI.
Yeah, they're AI.
Bro, have you seen those AI videos of like the Vine like interrupting
I
like
see
time
those.
travelers like
Time travelers interrupting the whole meme, and it's just so unsettling and terrifying.
yeah, like there'll be like some guy just running into nowhere and then it's just like a weird like
It's very uncanny.
yeah,
You guys haven't seen
uncanny
this?
No.
No.
where they redo vines but with AI they like continue the vine and it's
really?
like another 3 seconds of just some weird whatever, like a car will pass by or like a guy like dressed up as Darth Vader starts running through it.
That's
I
so.
haven't seen it.
It's like
And then there's the unsettling music too.
yeah. And then it's just really off-putting because it's like vines you've seen like 1,000 times, like the 9 plus what's 9 plus 10?
10, 21.
And then before he says 21, like another clone of that kid like walks out and they start like
And they
looking
just
at each
stare at each other like they're just facing down.
It's
what
really
the fuck?
it's really fucking off-putting. And they just did like a whole series of that with like each of the vines.
That's weird.
It's weird as fuck. I'm kind of like we're at that point where right before AI is getting scary.
Yeah.
yeah.
That.
Low key, AIs kind of came out of nowhere because like I remember like
A
people
year
always
ago,
talk- yeah,
It
like
wasn't a like a
It wasn't a
really
thing.
yeah, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, I use AI to like generate essays and shit. I'm like, what the fuck was this when I was in high school, bro? Like the
Dude,
fuck?
yeah, I had fucking EDU Birdie or whatever.
What?
Or like whatever it was. What was that one thing that you would turn it in and then they would compare it and like give you like a plagiarism rating?
Yeah.
I think it was literally called turnitin.com.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy because they actually have that for AI now. There's like
Really?
programs that can detect if it's AI edited.
That's
What?
crazy.
They have an AI program to
Yeah,
detect
so like
AI.
an AI
And AI did
What kind of bullshit is that?
AIs. Even AIs got ops for themselves now.
Holy shit, they've already like got like intersocial like combat.
I think like the closest thing like for us when we were in school, like AI wise, was like MLA format or like cite this.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, just put my shit through like my sources through the
Yeah.
MLA generator.
Yeah.
Bro, and then the new iPad app, you can like take a picture of like a math equation that's written out and it'll solve it for you.
Oh yeah.
Bruh, where was that when I was
Yeah, I
struggling?
could have
in
used that when
algebra?
I was like this close to choosing to drop out of college or not.
Bro, I had
Ow.
fucking photo math app on my phone, and that's the closest thing I had, and it wouldn't even work like most of the time.
You know, maybe if I had that app, I wouldn't have dropped out of college.
yeah. What the?
Yeah, but see, like you think about that. You ever think how the fuck that's gonna affect us in the future? Like, you're gonna go to your doctor and be like, "Oh, so where'd you like get your degree from?" You're like, "I'm be honest with you, man. Like AIs did it all for me."
I'll be honest, I got AI degree.
You're like here, they're like using their camera, like, let me scan your shit real quick.
yeah, you know, what kind of math? What kind of math did you like pass in college? And like, I was like iPad math,
iPad math.
3-4.
3-4.
It's you like using how to use the iPad app.
Are we really going down that route where we have
Bro.
like no human effort anymore where we can just like take a picture of something and then all our solutions will be solved for us like that?
Did you guys like? I don't know if you guys like are on TikTok at all, but there's like this side of TikTok is just teachers talking about how like there's such a clear divide of like these are the iPad kids that their parents just gave devices to and just didn't give a fuck, and then the ones that actually like taught them and like tried to like keep them away from like being taught by an iPad. And they're like, yeah, the iPad kids, they just don't have like a concept of a classroom, so they'll just walk in, they'll like look at the desk, and then they'll just like walk out.
What?
They call
What though?
I think they call them like runners, where they just have no concept of school, so they just start like roaming the halls.
What? Seriously? That's a
Yeah.
thing?
You know, now that I think about it, I wish I was aware of that shit. Like, because they started bringing technology in when like we were in middle school still. Like, do you guys remember when like
Oh, I
they're,
had
like,
iPads in high school.
Yeah, like
I had
do
my
you-
own iPad.
I didn't even
You-
see that.
iPads. We still had like the bulky ass laptop.
The
Yeah, we had-
netbooks.
Take forever.
Hell yeah, netbooks.
Like the giant metal cards had all the
Yeah.
laptops. That's what I use.
Hell yeah, I bought one of those.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
like a giant ass charging card. They're like, all right,
Yep.
everyone grab your.
Hell yeah.
That was luxury at that time.
That was they would call that the mobile computer lab at my
The
fucking-
mobile.
Oh my-
Yeah.
in my elementary school. Because before they just had a computer lab where they had like 30 computers
Yeah.
and that everyone would go there if they had to do something. But now they're like, oh, we got this new shit. And
You just rent them out. I think my brother just gets like a laptop. for,
That's
like, from
fucking
school.
crazy. That's the norm.
Dude, you can get like the laptop that I bought for $800 when I saved up my whole life until like I saved for 12 years. I saved up all of my birthday money to buy this laptop that was like, I don't know, $600-$700. And then like nowadays you could get that for like $150
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and be like faster and more like efficient in every way. And it's just like, damn,
Like
12-year-old me was like, he got fucked over, bro.
no, like I really think about it because like that when you think of our kids in the future, like that's just the norm now. They're gonna go to like kindergarten,
Oh, yeah.
first grade, and they're gonna be like shit that we used to relate to like with other like kids our age. We'd be like, oh, what did you play like outside? You played like hopscotch? I'm like, nah, I played Roblox.
I played Roblox hopscotch.
Roblox, like
Just to impress.
dress to impress.
Shout out, Mina.
Wait,
Shout out,
what?
dress to impress.
Wait, what is that?
It's this Roblox game that
Oh my god, is it like a you dress up your
yeah, and then they
Roblox?
like rate your fucking character
oh,
at
that's
the
kind
end.
of fire.
So you think it's fire, but like Roblox is such a brain rot shit. Like you just fucking like I was talking about this with Mina and I'm like we were just like playing Roblox and then I just felt brain dead afterwards.
Bro, it's really like that though. There's so much brain rot just like out in the wild now.
So like imagine like our kids in the future.
Oh yeah, they're gonna dude, I really hope like I'm not one of those parents that just like gives up and just gives my kid an iPad. Like I really like that's like my if I
Welcome,
manage to do
Alice.
that if I manage to do that as a parent, like not fuck up my kid with an iPad, then I'm like I consider that successful.
Mhm.
I'm a good parent.
Yeah. Would you rather have your kid deal with like physical bullying or cyberbullying?
Roblox bullying.
or Roblox bullying? They're like
Um,
playing dress to dress like, bro, your outfit is whack.
I feel like physical bullying, like it's harsher, but it builds more character.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like, cause I was like physically bullied and shit when I was like in elementary school and like middle school and
Mm,
stuff.
Who wasn't, bro? Especially being Asian.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And it was like, it built character though. Like I can look back at that and be like, oh, that made me like tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like whatever you say to me isn't shit because I've had kids like throw rocks at me and shit at the
Yeah.
bus stop and like my face would like bust open with
Mhm.
blood and it's like and then you call me, oh, you little Asian bitch. I was like, dude, throw a rock at me or something. Like
Yeah. But like think about like Corbin's generation, bro. They're so fucking nonchalant to like physical bullying and like
really?
yeah, like
Oh my
words do
God.
not fucking affect them at all because of
shit.
cyberbullying.
I hear the shit my brother be saying to like his friend group. It's like, no, it's just banter, guys. It's just
Banter?
boys being boys.
yeah, it's a banter.
The thing
just
is,
banter.
the thing that worries me about that is like they're gonna, if that's like, you know, their generation's like way of communicating each other, like that's fine. But if they talk to like a different generation and they interpret that as like disrespect,
Mhm.
it's just gonna be like really hard to watch. Like imagine like Corbin
Dog.
like bantering with someone that's like 40 and he's like highly respected in his profession. He's like, oh yeah, you have Riz, dude. And it's
She's
just
like 40 years old.
I'm like, oh dude, I just rizzed you up. And then he's just like, what even is that? Like I'm literally an accomplished like
The-
award-winning scientist.
The lingo I be hearing coming out of my brother's mouth, bro. It's
I
like,
can't even keep up.
or
with it.
what the sigma? What the sigma?
Dude, I don't even
Or
know
like,
what that means.
I'm gonna touch you. Dude, that one's a fucking crazy one.
I'm gonna touch you.
I'm gonna touch
not
you. Or
even-
like just like very extreme stuff like, oh,
I-
shut the fuck up. Go kill yourself. Go jump off a cliff. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh dude, that is just like casual like
and that's just like casual things that like people
Like-
this like or their generation.
No, their generation is just like
They're
they're
sharp with
nonchalant,
their
just brutal
words.
to each other. That's why I'm saying I feel like physical bullying will do nothing to them.
I feel like
Mm.
it'll have the opposite effect. I
You
feel
think
like
so?
since they're so used to like the verbal like kind of altercation, they're not gonna know how to handle themselves with the physical comes. Like if they're like, "Oh, dude, kill yourself," and he just gets, and he's like,
he just stood there like
it's just like
Wait,
you're supposed
how
to
the
say
fuck-
it back to me.
I think the thing with cyberbullying is that like there's not really confrontation because you guys are just doing it through a screen. So like if someone says that thing, like,
Oh,
what can the
yeah.
other person do about it? Because
That's
like
true.
there's
Oh,
no
that's
actual
so
physical
true.
presence. But when it comes to like physical bullying, if someone said that to you, there's actual repercussions because like they're actually in front of you and they can actually react in real time. So like I feel like if the people who are so accustomed to cyberbullying were to be in like a physical bullying environment, I don't think they'd be able to handle it because
Yeah,
that's actual confrontation as opposed to
mm,
hiding behind the safety of your screen.
because they're just used to a different kind of like a different kind of kind of combat, I guess.
Different combat.
Different kinds of like,
They get creative with their words though. It's crazy.
yeah, I had to one of my students from like my boxing, I teach boxing classes to like little kids, and one of my students went up to me and they were like, "Do you know what skibbity means?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And then him and his friends started laughing.
Gibbity.
And I, for like the next 2 weeks, I would hear that word and I still didn't know what the fuck it meant until Athena and I like searched it up, and then we were reading it for like a good 5 minutes, still didn't know what it meant.
Isn't
It
it
was-
just a word?
It was just people being like, "This is the worst meme ever. It sucks. I hate it." And then I was like, "What? Okay, what the fuck is the meme?" And then it's just like a picture of like from Gary's mod of a guy's head in like a toilet, and that's it.
Skibbity.
Yeah, skibbity toilet.
That sounds so stupid.
I know, it's
Bro,
dumb.
I don't know about y'all, but like I think of like the humor, like the
It's so
generation
brain rot,
below
dude.
us, like has. I'm like, what the fuck do y'all talk about? Or like even some of the slang they be like using, like slang develops so fucking fast within them.
I'm so lost when it comes to the slang.
I feel slow as fuck,
don't
and
know
I
what-
feel old. Like, bruh.
what the sigma. I don't know what the fuck that means. Skibbity toilet. I just figured out what that meant.
No.
The whole like baby Gronk, whatever the fuck that
What?
one is.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a stupid meme. For some reason, they hate Ohio. Like Athena and I had to like go search up and like do like market research on like the slang to
See,
figure out what the
I'm
fuck
only
it meant.
familiar with this because I have a younger brother.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, do you think what if someone like went up to Corbin and slapped him? What do you think he would do? You think he'd be prepared?
I think the adrenaline's gonna make him beat the shit out of somebody.
or they just have no self control. They go way too far. He starts like ripping his hair out.
Because I've seen Corbin, he has no okay, full respect to Corbin, but he has no control, like emotional regulation whatsoever.
Oh,
When he gets mad, he gets fucking mad, and I have to like de-escalate. So like when he gets into a physical altercation, either like I think the adrenaline's going to get to him, because like I can tell when the adrenaline's rushing, because he starts like shaking and his voice starts like getting all like shaky, and then he starts like talking really fast, and
Oh
then
fuck! He's like
dude,
on
that's
coke.
unhinged.
fucking coked
He's just
out, bro.
coked up, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane. Has he ever gotten into a fight?
No.
Do you think he would ever pick a fight? I want to see Corbin fight.
Are you just saying this? You want to see Corbin fight?
Yeah, I want to see Corbin fight.
If he's with the right group of people,
He's got a
we'll probably
long.
get to
He's
it.
got like a long
Patience.
reach, so he's like a good jab.
If you still remember.
I want to make him into a monster.
What the fuck?
But yeah, the brain rot is insane. Like the amount of information they have like packed into their mind is just like is way too much for like someone of their age.
Mm-hmm.
I remember early on, like when I was a teenager, I would get to a point where I would consume so much media where I was like, I feel like numb. Like I consume too much media and I needed to take a break. I feel like the next generation kind of just doesn't have
They don't have that.
they don't have that kind of like they don't have that awareness yet because they're like young.
Mm-hmm.
But like I remember just being like on the internet for too long. I was like, dude, I feel like shit.
I don't know. I think that's like something with like aging, because like I don't know about y'all, like when it comes to like using technology for like shit, and like I don't know, there's like a big difference when it comes to like studying off like a book versus studying like off like a digital like presentation or some shit. And
Yeah.
like sometimes I just can't retain information when like I know like that shit isn't actually in front of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like because the reason why I struggled so much with online class is it didn't feel like school because it was on a screen. Because when I see a screen, I think of like leisure time.
Yeah.
I think of like, oh, this is not like my brain doesn't flip that switch to be like, oh, you have to retain this as like education. So that's why I struggled so much with like online class. But I don't know, maybe natural selection will phase us out. I don't know.
Because I'm like really thinking about it, like, what the fuck?
Do you think that the next generation will be like capable enough to like handle the stuff that we were able to handle when we got kicked out of high school? Not kicked out of high school, but when we left high school. Do you think they'll be like prepared enough?
Oh, you said that.
I mean, I
like it
think
was
it's just gonna
dropouts.
hit them a lot harder.
Yeah.
Like, say, like if they drop out of college or something like that, life just hits you hard as fuck, regardless.
Because I think that for us, did you guys feel like you were capable enough with like your high school education to like
No.
go out into life?
No.
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 Because for me, like, this is how I feel about like education in general. I felt like looking at it now, I feel like it was something that got started like free public education. It got started as like something that was well-meaning and like with good intentions, and then eventually, like with most institutions in America, it kind of evolved into like, oh, we can make money off of this, and then it just turned into like another vehicle for like capitalism. And now it's just like not preschool, like elementary school, middle school, high school, and then the college, especially the college system has like evolved into like mainly a vehicle to like make money off of you, like to train you to be like an employee. Whereas it's like there's certain elements of that is good. Like we should know how to like have certain qualities so we could work in like society. But I feel like the promise that it had before doesn't hold up like nowadays. Like the promise of like, oh, you can get a degree and then you can go straight into a career and then you'll be set up.
Yeah.
I feel like it's way like the funnel of like success for that has like gone way thinner. Like you have to either really, really know what you want to do in college, or like you're just gonna get fucked over and have like a degree that you can't really use.
And then you have all this debt.
Yeah.
I mean, I know someone that is in that position, and they have taken that traditional route too. So it's really interesting knowing that. Like, I feel like there just isn't. It's not designed to give you the time to actually reflect on what you actually want to do career wise. Because like once
18
you
is
get
too
out
young.
of like high school, you kind of just like you're told to go right into college, and then you don't really have the time to actually discern what you want to do. And when you're like going, if you don't have like a scholarship, or like your parents aren't financially well off, then you go into that college experience taking lots of loans, and then that's like the point of no return. Because if you drop out and you don't have like a good career or like way of making money, how are you going to pay off those loans that you like acquired? So it's like right from like high school, that gap between graduating from high school to entering college, there's like you're not really given the space to actually give yourself time to actually consider what you want to do. Because like people will tell you go straight into college, or like you get looked down upon if you choose to take like a gap year or just start working. So
No, I definitely think the same thing too. And like it's harder, especially at that age, like that time frame between like 18 to like 25, and you're already expected to commit yourself to something that you don't even know if you're like fully about. So like, by all means, like respect to those people who like actually know what they want to do with their lives at that age, which I think is like, very crazy. And like that's like a lot of commitment. But during that time frame of your life, like it's hard to imagine that like those like 5 years is going to be something you build up for the rest of your life as soon as you graduate or anything like that. And then you have to commit yourself to spending so much money on like something that you're like not even 50-50 about, or like you're just told this and this. And there's nowhere in high school that teaches you about, like options in life, or like what you can really do like in your 20s to like discover like what the fuck to do like when your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. They just tell you like, oh, this is like the traditional route and this is what has worked for people before. But like even what we talked about like before this topic, like we talk about how the generations are changing constantly.
Yeah.
And like
Generation brain rot.
yeah. And it's like along with generation, like education is changing too. So like since education is changing, wouldn't the traditional route also change too? Like that.
Yeah, it's constantly like shifting, and it's like it's just not keeping up with like the skills that we need nowadays, which is like really unfortunate. Because it's like I see what they're trying to do. They're like, oh, there's like these core principles that we gotta follow, but it's like things are changing so fast. Like there's like growing up having literacy with technology, like being technologically like literate or internet literate wasn't really as important. Like we were talking about like having computer labs, and that that was a once in a while kind of thing, like
Mhm.
maybe twice in a
like a week.
layout, like a semester even. You would
Yeah.
go to like the computer lab to do like a test or something.
Mhm.
But nowadays, like you have to know about technology for us to like function in society nowadays. And it's just there's such a mismatch between what's being taught and like what we need to know, like
Mhm.
going into it. And I don't know, the things that I wish I had learned in high school, there isn't really a lot of options unless you like seek those things out. And I feel like a lot of public education, of course there's going to be like a lot of criticisms about public education, but it's just like not teaching relevant information is always just going to feel like a prevalent thing in it. And the good thing I feel like now is that we have resources now thanks to the internet. Like we can actually do our own research with things
Mhm.
and research our own interests. Like even like you're getting into topics that you're actually like seeking out that information. Like you're actually
Mhm.
interested in it. You want to like listen to podcasts about it, read books about it. And I think that that's one thing that the internet is giving us. But I feel like a lot of people aren't taught to like use the internet as a resource, because a lot of us use the internet as like
Source of entertainment.
an entertainment
Mhm.
like device.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think we gotta kind of bring light into that in society somehow. Like, I'm not like someone that's proposing like a way to do it. It's more of like these are just things that kind of I think about.
Yeah. Uh, I also think like one of the things school fails to do is instill in you the desire to actually learn.
Oh yeah.
Because the things that we actually care about, and the things we are trying to learn right now, are things that we ended up discovering on our own and want to actually like learn about, like with Christian and what he's doing at the coffee shop, you and your business, me and like whatever the fuck I'm
He's like, whatever my business is.
whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. But like that's like, I think I've talked about this before, but that's something I didn't realize, or like before I discovered that there is fun things that I can learn about, or like there's that initial, the act of learning is something that's really fun and interesting. Like my thought I had about learning was that it's going to be a drag, it's going to be boring, it's going to be like school where it's like, oh, you read this textbook, you follow this module, you like listen, pay attention, take notes, and you read things, memorize. It's like very boring and like systematic stuff. And it's made my perception of trying to learn, it's made it very boring and made me like averse to it. But like once I start to actually discover things that I cared about and realize that like once I learned about something and it felt really like enlightening or like invigorating, it made learning so much more fun.
Yeah.
And that's something that school kind of fails to teach people, or like instill in people the desire to actually learn, because we're kind of forced to learn things that we don't really care about. And I mean, like that's something that's unavoidable, but like there has to be some kind of sort of balance to being able to like instill the things that are supposed to be core principles or things that you should know as a functioning human in society, but also like that element of you wanting to learn and discover things on your own that you actually care about.
I also think that's like it comes with age too. Because definitely like when you're at a younger age, like your mind isn't focused on like thinking that education or seeking out information to become knowledgeable about something could actually be fun. And like I think with like life experiences and stuff like that, or like kind of like, going through the trenches, like those things kind of bring light into like stuff that, we didn't really learn in high school. Cause I mean, also granted, when you're in high school, you have other fucking stupid shit you're worrying about. You'd be worried about like, what am I going to wear to homecoming?
Yeah.
Or worried about,
Is
am I
Kevin
gonna
Wynn
make the
like me?
team?
Yeah.
Is Tiffany
Is this-
Tran?
Yeah.
Okay, we got an insight into Soyo's mind.
So you're just holding on to something like way back then?
Fucking grudges.
Fuck you. And it's like that's just natural, like what you're gonna like think about when you're like that age, because you're at that age not really focused on like actual real life problems, because those are the problems you're dealing with at
Yeah.
that age. But I think one thing like high school in general like could teach like people is that there is going to be a point in your life where like you want to seek out education, and when you do find that point, like I feel like there is like an aha moment like where it clicks in your mind. Like like all four of us, like we've been through like that moment in like high school where we're just like, man, fuck education. Like I don't want to do this. Like I'm worried. I want to go play video games. I want to go like hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Like all those kind of stuff. But then like all four of us, we definitely also crossed that bridge in our life where like we used the internet not for entertainment but for like education purposes to learn about something. Like I've used it to learn about things that like I'm interested in, and then I've also used it as a resource to like figure out my career in my life. Like same with you. Like you've used the internet as a way of like figuring out, oh, like what do you want to do like with your career and like your business and like boxing or anything like that. And just I feel like seeking out education like or knowledge in that way when it's on your own terms is like something that, you know, I wish could be taught, but you really just have to experience life.
Yeah.
And it's like when it's like put in that way, it's like how the fuck, like, because think about like shit you would search up when you're in high school. How to kiss.
How to
How to
how
You searched
to
that up?
how to I mean
Huh?
You searched that up?
Shout out
Expel-
WikiHow.
Yeah, I
Yeehaw
seen that same
or
The
fucking-
same YouTube video.
Oh shit.
Bro, that got like 50 million
I know,
views.
for real.
There's that one fucking YouTube channel that just uploaded like one video like every 4 hours, is like called Value Village or something. Expert Village. You guys remember that?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
They had like 14,000 videos, and my dumbass thought that it was like the same people like making those videos. Like, how did they make them so fast? I was like 9. I was like, holy shit, they make like 2 a day. And it was like a whole production team.
But then that brings up, like going back to the topic that Christian was talking about, it kind of brings up the question of whether, like, is it I'm sure, well, obviously there's like parts of school and the education system that need to change, but is it more so like that people just need to go through a canon event, or whether they're just like, they just have that aha moment where they just wake up and like, man, what the hell?
I think we do. Oh, go ahead.
He hasn't been on a
No.
flight in so long. He just
Go ahead.
no, you bitch.
You got
You got it.
I'm queued up.
You're queued up. Well, I think it's just like it's just in regards to like exposure. You know, I feel like in high school, when back in our day, I would say like we didn't have the right resources to be exposed to different types of options that we actually do have. Like we were taught to like go to college right after high school because that was a social norm. You know, compared to now, like we have TikTok, we have other
The social norm be
resources.
like,
So like because we are exposed to like even now on my FYP, like I see like oh,
Oh, hell yeah, we got
You know, like,
slang.
now like you know there's different options for you. You could be an entrepreneur. I didn't know what the fuck that was back then in high school.
Mhm.
Ask me about that, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, like you have trade school, private schools. You can jump into like these direct programs versus like taking
4
prerequisites.
years, yeah.
You know, there's like all sorts of resources out now compared to like back 10 years ago.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy to think that there are definitely good parts about public education. You know, we've been talking about like how it could improve, but obviously there are ways that it does have like its benefits. Like I went through the public education system. Like I can read, write, do math, and like for the most part, like that's like more than enough. And I think that is like a good like baseline for everyone to just have like those available to them. And then I do think that when you were talking earlier about like, do we need to just like go through like a canon event? I do think that public education or like the education system does, like what you said before, disenchants like learning, because you realize like when I'm working with kids, like even like as a boxing instructor, kids like want to learn things, like they want to do new things, and it's just like making it less like making it feel less corporate, I guess, is the key to making them like it. Because I'm teaching them things, and it definitely feels different than when they're like learning at school, like reading from a textbook. But obviously not every topic can be like that. I think there's definitely like certain values and things that you learn from school that are good, like learning how to turn things in on a deadline is good, like having a consistent, like, okay, I'm gonna go home, do my routine, and consistently like do my homework at this time. I never fucking did homework at home, like, if I'm being honest. Never did that shit.
Yeah, before period starts.
I do that shit on the bus. Like,
I guess I'm the only motherfucker because I was too scared of the consequences.
yeah.
You're a good student.
Yeah, Soyo was a good student. But there's a lot of us that were like quote unquote bad students, or like not as academically successful, but that didn't mean that we were stupid. Like, that just means that we weren't like good at learning and doing school in the way that they wanted us to.
I mean, I was academically successful. I got like a 4.0 GPA. I still dropped out of college.
Yeah.
So
It's like, yeah, it's not a mark of intelligence in a way. It's a mark of like, how good are you at school? Like, just, it's kind of like,
how good are you at following the script, or following like what guidelines you've been like imposed on?
But you think that also falls onto the teachers too? Like,
oh yeah, we gotta fucking, yeah, the teachers already like underpaid, like understaffed.
Because like, think
we're
about
fucked.
like every teacher that like has taught you anything in life, right? They've been like teaching for like you know, however long they've been in like that career. But like, think about it. They had to like go to college to become a teacher. So at like one point they actually did find passion in teaching and educating young minds for like that. But like, what is it that like, because like I've had teachers before that don't even like want to teach.
Yeah, they kind of just ended up in the profession. They're
Yeah,
just
I'm like, how'd you how'd you become a math teacher? You know, like, why are you doing this?
I wonder what would happen if we like raised like the teacher education to like, you get paid like to 150K a year.
I think that would also bring up the like, it's like with people who want to be a doctor, they don't actually want to be a doctor. It's just that it pays well. So like, it might end up in that route where like people become a teacher just because it pays well, but they don't actually give a fuck about
They're
teaching.
not like passionate about it.
Someone might even fuck it up even more.
Oh my gosh, we're cooked. We're fucking cooked.
We're fucked.
Yeah, the education system's got its own kind of things.
Like, I'm reflecting on the teachers that have had the most impact on me, like as I was in school, and they actually, ironically, were the ones that didn't actually want to be a teacher. They just ended up in the profession. Like, I have one of my AP or AP US history teacher. He was just like jumping from one
AP classes.
No.
I know. I'm like,
Couldn't be me.
I failed any like his like society or humanities related AP, so like I'm not smart at all.
this is just a side note. I had a conversation with Mina one time, and I told her I never took an AP class, and she's like, "For real?" And I just felt like the most dumbest Asian on the fucking planet.
I've never taken
I'm
an
like,
AP
damn.
class.
Like, really?
Like, what the fuck?
I've never even been in like an honors class.
I'm like, you know what? Even if I took an AP class, I still went to a college prep, and look where I'm at. I'm just going back to college now. Like, what the hell? Like, I still dropped out after my first year, and it didn't change shit.
Yeah, bro, I cannot flex any of my academic achievements, bro.
Like-
I don't have any.
Like, just that really no AP class. I'm like, damn. What the fuck?
It's like that? What the fuck? That's funny.
Anyways, my fault.
Nah, I was just saying, like, my AP history teacher, like, he just jumped from one profession to another, and he just like ended up talking to someone who he wasn't even like, it wasn't even an interview. He was just talking to like some kind of what's that called? Like when they're the upper echelons of the like education district.
Like
White.
the board?
Yeah, on the board, yeah.
I was
Something
about
about
to say
on
like
the
the
board.
headmaster or something like that.
Headmaster, some board director or something. And he was just like having a conversation with him. And
The
then
Sith Lords.
yeah, the director was just like, you know, you're kind of cool. Do you want to have like a position teaching this? Or like,
Crazy.
That's crazy. So they just give out teaching positions like that?
oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure maybe he had a degree or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you need a degree.
But yeah. And like he was one of the most impactful people, like, or teachers that I remember from my high school career. And it wasn't because like of how good he was teaching. He was just like gave us a lot of life wisdom.
Yeah, the best
Mhm.
teachers are often just like people that are good people,
Yeah.
like
I-
cool people.
Those are the classes that I like too. When like the teachers, like even though they're like teaching a subject I'm not into, they're still like genuine, like
They find a way to make it like
yeah.
engaging.
And like you could just tell like those people actually like had good life experiences and learned something.
I had a history teacher that everyone loved because he would like make each lesson like a comedy set. Like he had jokes for like
That's
each
fun.
lesson.
You ever think of that? Like, why is it always history teachers that are always like,
like
that?
fire that
Mhm.
like got
That is
jokes
true,
like that.
huh?
I don't know why, but they're just like I think maybe their topic they can make the most jokes about because you can't really joke about math and like language arts as much.
You're like, oh, what's 1 + 1?
Dude, arithmetic, fire. Like you can't really do that. Like with history, there's like context and like there's different events that you could
Yeah.
joke on. But yeah, I think for the most part, like the good teachers are just like cool people.
Mhm.
Isn't it crazy to think that like your parents are like people before the internet? Like everything that they know, they've just like it's just things that have been told to them or like they've experienced. Like think about if like you didn't have the internet growing up and like all the like think about the things that you know that are from the internet that you learn.
Oh my gosh, I know way too much.
Bro, like imagine all you knew was just like what you experienced and like what you heard from other people. That's just like how our parents like lived until
Yeah.
like now. So that's why I give them like a little bit of like leniency when it comes to like not thinking the way that I do is because literally like if they wanted to know something they had to go to a
A
library,
library and like fucking
open up an encyclopedia and be like I want to learn about toasters, and then they're like okay 1742 first toaster, and then that it was like an hour long like expedition. But nowadays we can just like yell at Siri from across the room, be like, hey bitch, when were toasters made, and then they'll tell you.
yeah.
Like, all the things I accidentally, or the things I know about cooking, it's because I just accidentally scrolled through like a TikTok short that just shows like some kind
yeah.
of like
That-
cooking tip
yeah,
or whatever.
No, that's
I'm
another thing. Like our generation and like the generation like below us, like they're just constantly learning information without even like searching or
Searching for
seeking for it.
That's true.
Like imagine all the fucking like house like or like what are those fucking called? Life hack videos, bro.
oh yeah.
And people are just learning a whole bunch of shit like just randomly.
Yeah, I wonder how many like life hack videos like I've watched and like I've implemented into my life and I just don't even think about it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Or like say back then, like if our parents are fucking looking for like home supplies or like appliances and shit, like they would actually have to go to the store and test it out. But now we got like TikTok, they'll like show us shit that we don't even need, and we'll be like, I kind of want that.
Bro, imagine not having any reviews for things before buying them.
Yeah.
You would just see them at the store and be like, I hope
Well,
this is good.
Yeah, exactly. But like fucking like that just goes to show like how fucking popular like that kind of format has been. Like even fucking Amazon has like just that scroll
Bro,
format.
they have a For You page for Amazon
They
now.
do. Like
There's
that
no
shit almost
fucking
made me
way.
buy a whole fucking beach set. And it was
Dude.
like a fucking tent, like this little pool to like put your feet in so like sand
Oh,
doesn't
I've
get
seen
in the
that.
tent.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I almost bought like fucking just useless shit for my car. I was like, oh, I should get a car vacuum. I
Yeah.
get free vacuums at the fucking car wash. I was like, I don't need this shit. I had one that was like a little glove for like when you get gas. And I was like, oh, this is
Oh, wow.
this is fucking fire. And it was like $20 for two. I was like, okay, maybe I don't need this.
And then like people are just and then people are just fucking finding a way to make money off of that shit.
Yeah.
Like they don't teach you that shit.
Yeah, it's a wilderness out there. We got-
TikTok is the real public education right now.
that's kind of true.
They're learning the real life shit that like they've always needed.
And everyone just has like miscellaneous stories like in our mind. Like Athena loves watching like animal attack videos, and now I have just like hundreds of like bear attack videos in my head for whatever reason now.
Just like random ass shit.
Or like the stories they have like where they have like Subway Surfers and where it's just like captions. He's like, oh, my fiance cheated on me with my best friend. And then,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
there's
No
just
cap.
Subway Surfer.
and now I just know this person's most traumatic life experience.
Yeah.
No idea who they are.
Imagine if you like took these stories like out of like the true context they were, and like you told your kids this. You're like, yeah, so I knew this one person who would jump train from train, running from like security guards, and every time they jump from a train, like they would collect this
They'd
money
collect
off
money.
the ground,
Yeah.
and he was just running for like 10,000 miles. My kids would would be like, "What the fuck was your generation on?"
Subway Surfer.
Subway Surfer.
Bro, you ever think about like how you could just have a kid and you could just tell them anything
Yeah.
and they will believe you.
Yeah.
And then you could just like fill their whole life up with fake stories. That's fucked up, but like you could totally do that.
And then it's just like a white lie.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that in our like back in the day too with Santa
I'm
Claus.
not
and
gonna lie,
the
that
Tooth
makes me
Fairy.
fucking. That's true. And that makes me wonder, like, what the fuck, like, our parents have told us, where it's like they kind of just twisted a little.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
so many.
I'm definitely gonna embellish some of my stories.
Oh, for sure.
when I'm talking to my kid.
Like GTA, bruh.
yeah.
Wait, what were you-
Wait, what?
What you mean by that?
I'm be like, yeah, so I knew someone who would just like steal cars and
Run people over.
run people over.
I remember we did a heist.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, we just had like the biggest gun. Dude, do you think one day guns are gonna get outdated?
Outdated. Like, it's to be like
Outdated.
fucking like laser
Lasers.
guns.
Yeah, we're getting to that point.
Probably.
There's like this whole thing where
That'd be scary.
there's like drone bombs now where
Oh,
they
I
can
believe
bombs.
it. I believe it.
they like people are just strapping bombs to drones because drones are becoming more like easily accessible because they're getting cheaper and like they're getting just they have more out in the market. Before it was like a $500 investment with this camera, but
Dang.
now like you could just
Fucking Timu.
Timu a drone, a Timu bomb
Yeah,
drone.
fuck fireworks, just throw a fucking sparkler on a Timu drone and then fly that shit in the sky.
Bro, I saw this video of a guy, those like fireworks that like shoot out like
Yeah.
someone strapped that bitch onto a drone and was like chasing their friends, and they were just chasing them with this drone.
That's so fire.
And it's just like, dude, what is the world turning into?
That's crazy.
See, like, you talking about like fucking drones dropping bombs and shit. Like, back then that was called like fucking kamikaze pilots and shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what it's evolved to.
yeah. We're as a society, we're just like, and then they're thinking that they're gonna install AI onto a drone, and then they're gonna put weapons on the drone, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have AI like kind of judge people's morality by just like by eye, and then if they don't like them, they're just gonna we're gonna shoot them.
It's funny because like we see this shit going on and like we're just like we just go with it. Like,
It is what it is, bro.
like think about like 10 years ago, right? If you told like yourself 10 years ago that you would get into a car that would like had no driver in it, would you fucking do it?
Be like, what the fuck? How do
I still want.
I wouldn't be. I'm still today. I'm like,
I
I would
have-
never get into.
guys
a
don't do
fucking
Waymos?
Waymo. I don't do
tried it
Waymos.
once.
That's what all me and Mina do, bro.
Yo,
Is it
for
like?
real?
Do you feel safe?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
You know what's
Oh.
messed up? It's probably safer to get into like a
A Waymo,
Waymo than
like a fucking
Yeah.
like getting into
yeah.
like an Uber with like a creepy dude in it.
No, I mean that's why I tell Mina all the time. I'm like,
Take
if
a
you gotta
Waymo.
go somewhere and like I can't take you, like I'd rather have you take the Waymo than an Uber. And also,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes it's fucking cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that like, how do you think they operate like the Waymos? Is like, do you think that there's like just some dude like
Fucking Jesus.
with a they like some guy with like a
Like a
Xbox?
joystick?
Yeah, an Xbox joystick. It's like Pac-Man. It's got 2 buttons and a joystick.
Bro, imagine like waking up, they're like fucking what's that called? They work from home, so they're just time to go to work.
They've got like 14 screens. Just like everyone's like, all right. Oh shoot, number 10's. Oh, they just crashed.
Yeah.
They're just
I'm like, dang. I'm like logged into a different Waymo.
That sounds kind of fire though.
all right. Oh, it's lagging. Oh shit, my ping is low.
Your ping is
Oh shit.
Oh,
I lost connection. Fuck. I'm joining the lobby. It's just like gaming.
that's
it just
crazy.
turns into gaming.
Like asking about that profession, like they're like, oh, like what do you like back then? Be like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a taxi driver. Oh, what do you do now? I'm a Waymo driver.
I'm a Waymo controller operator.
That's crazy.
Some
I mean, I think they have that shit in like, I saw that in Vegas because like they don't have Waymos out there, so like they have like these things that are operated by people who work from home.
That's
so
crazy.
they have remote control.
But if they're
They
like
remote
remote
control.
operate, what if they just sabotage?
bro, what if there's like a 1 second delay? What if there's like a 1 second delay? They're like, all right, turn right, and then it just turns, and they're just like,
That's what I'm saying, right? It's like the Waymo.
That's crazy.
damn. So yeah, that I'm scared. I'm scared of what's gonna happen.
Sounds fun though. Who
I
knows
mean,
what's
it's
going on?
fascinating how like advanced technology has become, but it's also scary at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you
Like
think-
within such a short amount of time.
I do think about like going back to like what I said earlier about how like our parents, all they knew was like what they experienced and like what they saw, and it's just like, how is that? We're so vastly different from them in that way, where we just like know like whatever information we want to know, we can just like know it.
You ever think there's gonna be a point in life where like maybe it won't be our kids, but like our grandkids will be taught by AIs?
You know what's crazy? They probably will, and they'll probably be better teachers, honestly.
Damn, that sucks. I don't like that.
Because
Decline of humanity.
because weirdly enough, AI is kind of human because it's based off of humans.
That is true.
Oh my gosh, we're getting philosophical about this.
Oh yeah, this is turning weird.
Now this is
I feel
what's
feel
that?
weird.
Detroit Become Human.
Let's cut it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, cause like,
Would you let
years-
your kids be taught by AI?
um,
What if they were like Asian AI? What if they were Filipino AI? Would you guys
I
trust
mean, if
it
they
more?
could teach like about culture and stuff, then I'm like, by all means, go ahead.
Like, what if they could like study like they knew all like the
I don't know. If my kids were taught by
Child psychology
if
things.
like if our kids or like grandkids were taught by like AIs, I mean, then, like that's less likely they're gonna get touched by a teacher or like anything bad happens.
Oh, I guess you could like turn off like the bad parts of humans with AI.
Oops, I pressed something.
Oh, that's fine.
These arrows.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
like like I
Like,
I
we
don't
got
know if
AI
I
priests.
oh
AI
damn.
Imagine those fucking homilies. You actually stay awake for them.
AI priests.
Like, hey, that priest kind of, or that AI speaking facts.
He's speaking. What if we end up liking AI more than other people? And we actually end up like liking them more. Do you think we're ever gonna get to the point where like, because AI, I guess we can kind of choose the qualities that they can have, in a way,
Yeah.
or they can select like the more. I guess better is like relative anyway.
I swear, if there's ever a moment in life where people are gonna try and legalize like AI marriage,
That's
Bro.
shit. I mean,
there's already sex bots, right?
I,
AI sex
there's
bots.
people that have married like sex dolls and stuff.
That's true.
So
in
we're
Japan.
not too far off.
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
If I had an AI version of myself, would you guys like hang out with him without me?
He's like, shit, Paul's actually busy. We could just call
Like Paul is busy. Like,
Yeah, like,
hey,
I'm-
just pull up
Paul AI.
Hello AI. Like I gotta take
Paul.ai.
I gotta take
Paul AI.
I gotta go take Athena AI to like get her maintenance done so that she can do
Oh
like
my
real
God.
So
Athena.
Paulo AI is unavailable too.
Yo.
Or I'm going to get Athena AI's like chip updated or something
What?
so that she can help Athena with like her college project.
What if that's just how people become immortalized in the future?
Through AI?
It's through like they just like have an
Our-
AI version of
our
themselves.
real
Ain't that
bodies
shit
die.
like the fucking Avatar, like that one motherfucker who didn't die. Like they just grabbed his conscious and memories and put it in a fucking
Oh yeah,
avatar.
they put him into the big blue motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
And
they
he was
ca-
just
I called him
watching
that.
his video, like, if you're watching this, you're probably dead. And he's like, holy shit, but I'm alive. But
Oh
I'm-"
shit! Remember? Do you guys watch Avatar: Way of Water?
yeah.
That fucking the guy, like the bad guy,
Yeah,
the villain.
the colonel.
Yeah, the colonel, the guy that fucking like,
Yeah, and
Just-
look,
and then he died. Like he died, like his real body died, and then he just saved his consciousness.
yeah,
Put it back
in a
into
fucking
someone.
chip.
Yeah,
And then they artificially made
bro,
a
I'm
fucking blue human or blue alien creature thingy avatar.
Avatar. Yeah,
They artificially made an avatar and just inserted his conscience.
is that how it's gonna? Dude, what
But
if
like technically that's not the same person, even though it's the same
But is-
memories and shit.
is it?
It's no,
'Cause-
that's the debate there.
Because in my head, I'm like, if I made an AI clone right next to me right now, that wouldn't be me. That would just be
Like someone who
the second that it's not me, it's like a different person. At least in my head, that's what my logic is.
yeah, no, for sure. And like
yeah,
They just have my likeness. But we're
Right.
two different people.
Well,
That's Paul.
Paul.
It's Paul.
I think like say like, you know, if you passed away and like we had that technology, right?
Yeah. Would you all bring me back?
Like I think the only reason I would ever like do that, like I would definitely like, cause then that's kind of like being in denial of like not letting you go.
Mm.
Damn,
But-
that's kind of what makes people like valuable though, that you can lose them.
Yes.
Holy shit, this is getting deep.
So it like like that type of shit like lessons of. I don't think it lessens the value, but like I'd say like I would only ever go to Paulo.
Yeah.
I would only ever
Yeah.
go to Paulo if I needed advice that I would know I could only get from you.
Damn.
But I wouldn't hit Paulo up and be like, hey, let's go bowling. Cause then it wouldn't be the same.
Dog, what if like we all die and like it's all like the four of us as AI? We're going bowling. Would it be the same? Bless
Thank
you. Dude, imagine they invent like being able to save consciousness. It's not going away.
I can't reach it.
Too buff. Christian too buff. Imagine imagine like we're able to put like our consciousness into a chip and like someone just dies like right before being the guy that dies right before they invent that.
Damn.
That would suck.
I don't know. I really because that like you said, that's what makes fucking humans valuable is knowing that
You can lose them.
we have an expiration date.
Yeah. Like imagine like if you knew you're gonna like live forever, like nothing would like mean anything. You're like, I could just do this in a year or whatever.
If your partner passed away and you had the ability to
Oh.
put their conscious and same exact memories in like a chip and like insert it into like kind of like the avatar, would you do it?
No.
Damn, that's
Nah.
scary because that wouldn't be them. It wouldn't feel like
As
them.
much
It
as you
wouldn't-
want to believe like that's them.
It's always gonna be in the back of your head that it's not actually them. It's just a
There's
replacement.
always gonna be like that itch that's like
Yeah.
this isn't them.
Regardless.
Like in
yeah.
the back of your head.
Like this
and like,
isn't.
damn, that's kind of sad. It's like, fuck. Like, you could continue having conversations, but at that point, it's not even like the
It's like
same.
a ghost of who they were.
Yeah.
And imagine like because I had a similar conversation with Athena. It's like if I had someone like a clone of her,
And that kind of made me sad.
I know, me too.
I'm about to make
thought
y'all
mine-
even more sad.
Sorry, what?
There was like imagine like if she's like, okay, if I had a clone of me and like I was like I had passed, like would you love them or like would you kind of like replace me with them? And it's like the nights that I like slept next to you and held you, like those aren't with this person. Like the
Mhm.
conversations I had and like I was present and I looked into your eyes, like that's not them.
Exactly.
Mhm. Like, that's not the same conscious
it's-
person.
Is it?
It's
Like-
like it would eat away at me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking of like what I would say. Like, fuck. Like if my partner, like, if Mina passed away, right, and like I was able to do this, I think like the saddest fact is like if like there was a clone, and I would say to that clone like I miss you, it's still missing Mina, even though that's the
It's
same. It's
You're
not
right.
Mina, you know.
Yeah.
Damn. And then that made me really sad because earlier I was saying like, dang, I think that's like the one thing that would make me sad, like, is knowing that I can't tell my partner anymore that I miss them. Like, and they can hear
Oh
that.
shit.
Damn, this is a depressing cast now.
So
The moment you say like clone or AI, XYZ, it's like it's not the same.
It's not, because that's not who they were. Like, that's not the same cells. That's nowhere near the same person. Like, no matter how close of a thing it is, like conscious, personality wise, exact memories, like exact copy, like if I know deep down, like that's
you're not the person I held.
yeah. Now it would be fucked up if someone hated you and then just like did it in your sleep and then like just like switched it out
Oh damn.
and you just never know. But I think you would know.
I think deep down you would kind of
You would feel
I'd like to
something.
think you would know.
Yeah.
Some people wouldn't.
Hey guys, this is Christian. So we're actually gonna split this flight into 2 episodes. We ran way past our time than we realized, but it was just a really good conversation. So we'll see y'all next week.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. All right, enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, bye.
Bye.